Hi, it's me, Jimmy Emerson. We're taping our How to Jimmy show, giving you all the updates of everything I can get my hands on about what's going on in Las Vegas, mainly with the entertainment world. And of course, my specialty is the drag queens. There's so much of that going on, it's hard to kind of capture it all in one little show. But I'm honored this minute stopping by one of my dear friends I met, shall I say 30 years ago, maybe, been around a long time, certainly very well known in this community as a publisher and a writer for some of the top gay magazines and columns that you've read over the years. My dear friend, Mr. Rob Schlegale, welcome.
Thank you, Jimmy, and I love this show, and I watch it every week that it's out. So.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Did you ever think you'd be on a drag queen show? You've been on drag queen shows.
Probably have been.
I'm sure you have. Well, listen, for those of you that don't know, Rob has been, like I just said, around a long time. He is very much a part of everything that goes on in the Las Vegas and Nevada, in our area. He just told me that you came out in 1984. I don't know what that means.
Well, my God, I came to Nevada and I worked at a Republican newspaper, and now I'm paying penance, as the Catholics would say.
Okay.
But yeah, in '84, I decided that I was okay with who I was. I loved myself enough to come out.
Wonderful.
And share that with the world. And I arranged to take over the gay and lesbian news magazine, put my name in as a publisher, and I said, I am happily gay. And
I remember
that was
picking
it.
up the magazine every time it would come out, right to your column. You always had everything up to date right there. You had a lot of writers and people that worked with you. But Rob Schlegale's became like, if you want to find out what's really going on, call Rob.
I had great contributors, and I also wrote the antisocial column.
Was that you?
That was me.
I had no idea. I really thought it was like I didn't know who it was. I thought it was a drag queen.
It was me.
It was your surname. What do they call it? Your nom de plume, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
That was your stage name. And that's it, nom de plume. And it was antisocial.
Antisocial.
And it was like a gossip column.
Yeah, and so everybody knows it was a play on anti, so it was AUNTEE, social. And it was started by Mark, it's a bartender at the Gypsy back in the time.
Oh, wow.
But when the Gypsy burned in 1988,
yeah,
he came to the Bugle and he said, I want to write a gossip column. I said, heavens no. And everybody liked it so much.
Oh, yeah.
Then when he didn't get around to writing it, I took it over.
You took it over. Well, there's no doubt that everyone loves gossip, gossip, gossip. Joan Rivers made a career with it. A lot of people, even that's why social media, I think, was created. It was just to hear the dirt, the gossip. Tell me something about somebody, which is really nobody's business. I have a whole thing about that. I won't go into it. But that's kind of one of the reasons I started my show, How to Jimmy in Las Vegas, meaning that I'm Jimmy and I've lived here 35. I moved here in '85, and I've met and worked in many drag shows, all the clubs. I've toured the world with Lacage and all the different shows that I was involved in. But the How to Jimmy show, I wanted to be able to kind of be like that column and dish the dirt a little bit. But you got to be so careful about what you say about any situation or person, because it'll come back to kill you.
That's right.
Did that ever happen to you?
Well, sure. But the fun thing about antisocial was that kind of writing, the writing you do, like you would do it in a show like this, the way you talk,
right,
the jokes you make, that got me into the political part, because people liked reading that gossipy stuff.
Sure.
In the antisocial column. So we tied all the politics into antisocial, because in that kind of writing we sort of incorporated it into the voter's guide, because people love reading that shtick.
That's right.
So,
well, and on that subject, you've published for years and years now the Progressive Voter's Guide. When you had the Bugle, it was always a 1-page or 2-page, however many candidates were running, or whatever.
12 pages,
and you would publish it online as well, and it would be your choice or the people you know, and your final choice for who you would vote for. Democrat or Republican, who you would vote for based on what you know about each candidate. And I always thought that was so helpful for me personally because I knew you first of all and I trusted your opinion, but you didn't
Thank
just
you.
give your opinion. You didn't just say vote for this person. You go, oh, and here's why.
Right.
Blah blah
Right.
blah. That always helped me, and I know you're coming out with a new one, right?
So the way we do that.
Say yes.
Yes,
Okay, good.
absolutely. Since 1980s, probably 1987 or maybe it was 87 or
Okay.
90,
Yeah.
92, something like that. But we found out that the reputation was that people in the gay community did not vote. And I wanted to sell advertising to politicians. I go,
Sure.
they're right. They don't vote. We don't vote. I did. But so what we did is we decided we're going to do a GOTV, get out the vote, get people to the polls. But if you get them to the polls, if you don't tell them how to vote, they go, oh my God, which dog catcher are we going to elect this
Well,
year?
that's exactly right.
So
you know,
we
the big
researched
positions
it,
like president or
we'll give you the
congressman,
information.
you kind of know who you want just from ads and your knowledge and your family's input. But as a gay person, I wouldn't know city clerk so and so. Sometimes
Right,
there's 4
right.
or 5, and I don't know anything about any of them. But I can read your guide and go, oh, and I'm just going to say it out loud. Generally, not all the time, generally speaking, their view on LBGT plus
Right.
issues. That's important to me, and that helps me vote.
Well, what we do with the voter's guide is progressive. It's not just LGBTQIA+. It is also women's issues, the right to choice. It's immigration reform. We want comprehensive immigration reform. It's a living wage. There are all kinds of things that we work on. And the idea, we're sort of like progressive leadership of Nevada plan. There is no way that the gay and lesbian community can get somebody elected by themselves. But if we reach out hand in hand with other people on other issues and we all vote together and we care about, there are issues that we care about. I'm not a single issue voter. I don't vote for somebody just because they're gay or lesbian or trans.
Me neither.
I vote for them because of how they stand on their other positions.
I like their
And
issues.
I make sure that they are with a political party that can get something done.
Exactly.
So I'm not going to vote somebody out of office if they've done a good job in favor of somebody who happens to be trans
right.
or happens to be
just
gay.
because they're gay.
Because
That's not the only reason.
there's
to vote.
no point in throwing somebody out of office that's doing the job
Correct.
and it's going to get elected.
Right.
So we're going to endorse the person and we'll get the job done.
Exactly. But when you mentioned earlier about getting the gay vote out, for many years ago, the gay people kind of felt, well, what good does it do if I vote or not? Well, look at how far we've come because a lot of gay people have made it a point to get out and vote. And it's because you've made it so much easier. You and a lot of other publications across the country do similar things that you do. And I just want to applaud you for doing that, for all, whether it was 87 or 92. I look for that guide every voting season, and it helps me a lot.
Let me tell you something that was kind of gay related. There was a judge, a traffic court judge, who gave a really bad time to somebody I was with, in fact, over a traffic ticket. They were going 35 miles an hour in a 45-mile-an-hour zone.
Oh,
From the Gypsy, they had left the Gypsy, one of the gay bars in the era.
on
They
Paradise.
left the Gypsy, and there was a red stoplight up ahead. So they were clocked at 35 in a 45, so it was reckless driving because they weren't going 45, but they had a red light up ahead, for
Just
God's
ahead.
sakes. So this judge gave him such a bad time. When it came time for his re-election, we endorsed the other person. He lost by 30 or 40 votes. We got rid of the guy. So it happens.
There's power. That's where the power lies. Get out and vote. That's the number one thing. Vote your conscience. Vote what you believe in. Vote for the people you love, you, your family, your partners. Just vote, damn it, right?
So here's how you get the guide. The guide there'll probably be a link for it on What's Up Las Vegas, I'm sure.
Vegas.
But also WWDBTV.com is the website for the endorsement guide. So
We'll put that up on our
So
screen.
we'll have that. It's always there. It's going to be there this year, next year. It's been there for the last 20, 30 years.
That's
so
right.
NevadaImpact.com.
NevadaImpact.com. And don't forget us, whatsup.vegas. Rob Schlegale, he's an icon in this area. He's been around for years, and there's no slowing down for you, I guess.
And let me give a shout out to the publisher of What's Up LV, Lynn Collier. She was the editor of The Spectrum.
Yay, Lynn.
The Spectrum is still around, kind of. It's in a quasi.
It's still recuperating from
up
so
there in the
much of what we've
ionosphere
been through.
somewhere.
I understand perfectly. Rob, thank you so
be
much
back.
for being here. Come back and see us again.
Hey, thank
we have
you.
a lot to talk about.
I'm glad to have
That's
you.
right.
Glad you
Everybody,
invited me.
Rob Schlegale. We'll be back.
Vote,
More
vote.
and vote. That's right. Vote, damn it.